Good evening. Today we can go with the class AB amplifier. Last class we have studied about what is class A amplifier and what is class B amplifier. Now we are combining both class A and class B. The class A disadvantage is efficiency is very less, 25% to 50%, but in class B efficiency is more, 78% or more than that. The issue is class over distortion. That means we are using two transistor, the 0.7 above and below I am not getting, that is called as a crossover distortion, that is the error. To remove the both the things we are using one more amplifier called as a class AB amplifier. The class AB amplifier means we are giving Q point such a way that somewhere in the middle of the in the x-axis, that is nothing but it is less than the A point and greater than the B point. It is nothing but class A and class B. In between we are using class AB Q point. In this case here we are taking somewhere this point. The beauty of class AB amplifier, I can use Q point anywhere. I can use Q point here, I can use somewhere here, anywhere in between the middle Q point to the 0. Okay, that is this point actually called as a class A point. Okay, and this point usually called as a class B point. In between A and B, anywhere you can use the Q point. So we cannot tell exactly what is the percentage of the degree we are getting in the particular output, 180 degree to 360 degree. Okay, in class A we can say that full 360, class B we can say that only 180, but class AB we cannot tell definite value. We can say that it is greater than 180, less than 360, depending upon Q point. If Q point is nearest to B, then it is nearest to 180 degree. If it is Q point nearest to A, and it is nearest to 360 degree. Okay, and the main aim is to remove the crossover distortion. Okay, now we are moving on the class AB. It is circuit actually exactly same as class B amplifier. Class B we are done as a complementary amplifier, right? Exact that amplifier circuit only you have to take. The difference is we are using biasing voltage called VBB by 2. So once you are given any voltage, the half voltage given to the NPN and other half point given to the PNP. Okay, so whatever current flows in the NPN we are calling IN, whatever flows in the PNP we are calling IP, that together whatever in the load resistance we are calling as a IL. So three current here and two type of voltage, V1 and VBB by 2. Okay, in the input side. Now if I apply the KVL here, so this portion is actually V0, right? And in apply the KVL, this is V1. I am getting here three type of voltage. One is V1 here, and we have VBB by 2. Okay, one is V1 and VBB by 2. I will take any one portion. Okay, and this side. Okay, this is actually V0. This portion we are calling as a VBE. Okay, that is base to emitter portion. Okay, that is this portion. Actually, why it is called VBEN? Because we are using NPN, so it is VBEN. If you are using P point, you can use VBEP. So if you are use KVL, I am getting particular this equation. Okay, try to apply that equation. What happens? VIR plus and VBB again plus, then this is minus and plus, something like that. So we are getting VBN and V0 plus and minus. So we are getting as a V0 is equal to V1 plus VBB by 2 minus VBN. This is the KVL applied from input to output side. Okay, what is the current here? If I apply KCL, I have three current here, IM, IP and IL. Actually IL is nothing but one side is IN, one side IP. So IN I can call as it is divided as IP and IL. So IN is nothing but IP plus IL, or you can apply KCL. You can find out what is the relation of these three. So here IN is coming, one side is IP is going on, one side is IL going on. If it is together, I will get as IN. So we can call the formula IN is equal to IP plus IL. Okay, Now, what is VBB means? VBB means total base voltage. It is the addition of VBE in the NPN and VBE in the PNP. Okay, so we called as a VBB is nothing but VBEN plus VBEP. Actually, VBEN and VBEP it is 0.7 only. Okay, 0.7 is VBE value. If you have taken NPN, it is VBEN. If you have taken PNP, it is VBEP. Okay, and the total addition we are calling as a VBB. Okay, now we can find out R out using the formula V and I. So usually we have one voltage, that is V naught, and we have two current IP and IN. From the NPN1 current, PNP1 current. So we can call as R out is equal to Vt divided by IP plus IM. Okay, Vt is nothing but V out here. Okay, this is all about class AB, how circuit and how equation we have done. This is from this circuit we have done equation. Here we have not discussed any power equation. Power equation remains same as a previous class B amplifier. There is a no difference in the power equation, efficiency equation and others thing. Okay, now let me do one small operations, that is called with diode and resistance. That means we are using the same operation as a here, but the thing is we are using two diode here and resistance. For those reason, when these two are 0.7 volt, it become turn off. Okay, in between 0.7 there is a crossover distortion occurs. To overcome that one, we are using D1 and D2, R1 and R2. From this what happened, diode will applying to the forward bias in one direction. So we are getting the voltage from that. This is called as a single supply version of complementary symmetry. This is used as a diode version to remove the crossover distortion. Equation and everything remains same. Okay, now we will do the one small exercise problem. Try to do it yourself. They are given one table. From this table we have to find some stuff. They are given what is V naught V. They are given IL. They are given IN and IP. They are given VBN, VBEP. Okay, take these first values. Okay, our aim is to find VI, V naught by VI, R out and V naught by VI. First try to find VI. How to find VI actually? From the our formula Vi we can find out using this formula V naught VBB by 2 VBEN. Yes or no? All the three are given. V naught is given, VBEN is given, VBP is given. From VBEN and VBP I can find out VBB. Yes or no? This VBB can be found out using that. From those we can find out VBB and VBN we can find out. V not given, so VI you have to find it. That is the first operation here. Second operation V naught by Vi. Once you find it Vi, V naught you know here, V naught divided by Vi do it and apply those value here. Same way you have to find R out. For R out you require IN and IP value. So this is the formula V out divided by IP plus IN. Apply the formula and try to find R out. Okay, once founded all this stuff, okay, we find it V naught by Vi, R out and V naught divided by Vi. Okay, these all this stuff try to find it. Any one, first one try this one. You can fill this full table, okay, using these calculation. Yeah, Vi is 10.098. Try to find V naught by Vi, 10 divided by 10.08 and try to find R out. Okay, like that you can fill this full table. Once try it yourself. Okay, yeah, I will go next. Okay, it will take lot of time, so I will go next. See, I am getting 10.1, 10.098 we are taken as a 10.1. okay, and this divided by this we are getting 0.99 and 0.25 using that formula IN, IP and V naught. Okay, you can go through like this, you can do the things. Okay, and one more thing, remember, very important here, if they ask any power calculation, you have to go with exactly same equation of the class B amplifier, which is done complementary symmetry. Don't change anything on that. If they ask some V naught, VN, VIP, IPN, something like that, then go with these equations whatever we are discussed now. This is only circuit equation, but power equation remains same. There is no difference in the power and efficiency equations. So this is the equation I have taken from the previous class B amplifier. I hope you remember this. This is the first portion is how to find the PIDC. This is nothing but VCC into IDC. IDC is given here. Okay. And this is output part P naught AC. Any one equation, if you remember, you can convert it. And efficiency is nothing but P out by PI. And maximum efficiency you can find. This is called PD. That is nothing but PDC minus PAC. Okay. This is all the stuff you have to follow the class B amplifier symmetry. Okay, that is nothing but complementary symmetry. I have not done any problems here because that is exactly same as previous one. What is class C amplifier means? The class C amplifier is, it is actually smallest portion we are getting, but efficiency is very high. And in class C amplifier, Q point present below x axis, the negative value of IC and VCE. Okay, so wherever negative value we are getting, we call this one as a class C power amplifier, and we will get less than 180 degree. Okay, actually this point is VBB, means exactly where your Q point exists. Okay, V lambda is nothing but VBE value. Okay, and that particular portion, whatever you are getting, this portion you are getting in the output side. Okay, this is actually less than 180 degree. Okay, this much whatever the height you are given, this is how much Q point present after the 0 point. Okay, so we are getting as a class C power amplifier always less than 180 degree, and this is used for the usually communication purpose. Okay, which we want only some portions, and where we want efficiency is more. For that reason we will use class C power amplifier. Okay, next we move on the some circuit part. Usually remember, all we know that if it is transistor, Q point below the uh, zero line or below the negative portion, sorry, in the negative portion, it won't conduct. Everyone know that, yes or no? Transistor not conducting in this portion, but how we are getting this 180 degree? For that we required some external frequency generator. There we are using capacitor and also called as a some inductor. Okay, this capacitor inductor we are using to generate particular frequency of class C amplifier, and when Q is off, actually turn off, that condition it is actually getting. Okay, when turn on, I am not getting anything because Q point is, it is there in the after the zero value. So this is the operation. If I take this one into the something like this circuit, what happen? First I have taken VCC, we have written VCC here. After VCC, see have a radio frequency choke. Okay, actually this is nothing but, instead of resistor we are using this type of something called as a inductance. This is useful to generate the frequency. For that reason we are using. Okay, that we have. After that, this portion we are calling as a IDC. Okay, why it is IDC? Because it is only some portion we are getting. It is not IC, because exactly all the portion we are not getting here. Okay, only IDC come to picture if some portion is generating. If everything is generating, then we will go with the IC, collector current. Okay, then whatever this capacitor portion we are calling as a VC of T. Okay, and this on and off condition depending upon the transistor. If transistor on, otherwise transistor off. And this is VC saturation, that is nothing but this collector to emitter voltage. Okay, and this is nothing but load point. This is what circuit we will get. Now here our aim is to generate what is the equation for this particular class C. I hope you are done in first semester basic electronics, also in third semester how to get the particular portion IDC, VDC, all those stuff. The same theory we have to use here. Okay, actually VC of T is nothing but, it is the VCE saturation plus VM cos omega T. That means VC of T we are taking the whatever this portion above we are getting, actually the below portion we are taking as a Vc of t. This portion, this particular part we are calling Vce saturation. Below all the portion we are calling as a Vm sin omega t. So from that and this we are adding, and after that you people know about 0 to t, 1 by t, and this portion, this is you are learnt in a third semester also, this equation how to get Vm divided by pi we are done, right? The same portion we have to do it here, and once you got, your equation become Vm is equal to pi minus Vcc minus Vce saturation. Okay, this actually derivation is not important. Already you are know the about derivation, so follow this. Else you can take directly this equation also. What is this equation says? See, Vm means this portion. Yes or no? What is actually Vm I am getting? It is in between Vcc minus Vce saturation. Why? Because it is not a zero. Okay, this point is not zero. So this portion I required, and that is nothing but Vcc minus Vce saturation, and I also want the this portion because it is not a full one cycle. So this portion we are calling as a pi. Okay, so that is the equation, pi into Vcc minus Vce saturation, that is called Vm. Okay, now the other equation remains exactly same, only you have to know what is Vm means. Previous all Vm what you are taken 0 to maximum value. Why? Because the starting point is 0. But in class C condition, it is not a starting point 0. Starting point is Vce saturation. So you have to take Vm means Vcc minus V saturation, and it is not full cycle. So you have to multiply with the pi. That's all. Okay. So once you understand Vm, other equations are remains same. PDC is equal to Vcc into IDC. This already you know that. Okay. And other formula, just check it out. This is PDC, and this is called power dissipation. Okay. PD. And what is this power dissipation means? Here see, how you know what is power dissipation means? Whichever power we lost. In this particular waveform, how you know how much power is lost? Here, whatever this portion we are calling as a power is lost, and this portion only we are getting power. Okay, so the last power is something here as a minus portions, and maximum point is Vce saturation. So power dissipation we are taking as a Vc sat into IDC. So you have to remember two equation here. One is PDC, that is nothing but Vcc into IDC. It is same as a previous, but when you are going with the particular power dissipation, it is nothing but Vc sat into IDC. See, this portion is power dissipated, that means power lost. So Vce sat into IDC, and what is the power DC? Here to here portion. So we are taking Vcc into IDC. You have to remember these two equations. Once you know PD and PDC, PD is nothing but power dissipation. Okay, here I have taken as a PT, both are same. And if I want PAC, actually power dissipation is nothing but PDC minus PAC. I required PAC, so use these two equation, and VCC into IDC minus VC sat into IDC. The IDC is common, take that IDC into VCC minus VC saturation. How we can know this one is correct? See here, the maximum point is Vcc, the minimum point is Vc saturation. AC means here to here, this portion we are calling AC. Always remember, DC means from 0 to maximum is called DC. Okay, AC means wherever I am getting signal. So AC is this portion. So what happens AC? The minimum point is Vc sat, maximum point Vcc. So total voltage is Vcc minus Vc sat into IDC, or simply you can call this one as a Vm into IDC. Here we are already discussed that Vm, how we have got Vcc minus Vce saturation. Okay, so what is your PAC means? It is nothing but Vm into IDC, or another word Vcc minus Vce saturation into IDC. Total we got three equation PDC, PD and PAC. If you know PAC, PDC, you can find out efficiency using formula PAC divided by PDC. Apply it and you will get one equation that is nothing but efficiency equation. If you do this efficiency equation, usually you are getting more value, more than 78% or more than 80% you will get. That is the good thing in the class C amplifier. I hope you are getting about class C amplifier. Once again, small portion I will do it. Class C amplifier. Class C amplifier means Q point present in the negative side and it is getting very less point. Why? Because Q point is less means transistor won't conduct the particular portions. Okay. If it is Q point middle means transistor conduct. Q point lesser means transistor won't conduct properly. So we have to use some external add-ons to create this stuff. For that we are using capacitor and inductor. Okay, and this portion we are calling as a harmonic filter. Okay, harmonic filter is nothing but combination of capacitor and inductor. Okay, now if you do that one, you are getting something like this type of waveform. What is the waveform you are getting? Instead of full cycle, I am getting in between VCE saturation to VCC. Okay, this is always less than 180 degree. Why it is less than 180 degree? 0 to VCC is 180 degree, but this portion is less than that because VCE saturation is not equal to 0. So we are getting less than 180 degree in this case. If you are getting like this, how to find P naught AC or PDC? PDC remains same because here DC signal from 0 to here, so VCC into IDC. If you want AC signal, I want AC is present only this point, so VCC minus VCE saturation into IDC. Okay, if you know PAC, PDC, you know how to find efficiency, you know how to find power dissipation. You can find out that. Okay, this is the formula for class C. Getting? Now once again I will repeat with class A and class B formulas. Class A formula, we have P naught is something like this, P naught AC, and PIDC is something VCC into ICQ, and efficiency formula is something like this. Remember that class A we have two type, both the type you have same equation. There is no difference in the equation. Okay, but if you are using transformer, you have to use these four relations. Okay, and same way in class B amplifier we have formula, only difference is P naught AC remains same, but PIDC become, instead of VCC into ICQ it become IDC. Only one small changes in the formula, so you can do that changes, other remains same. Okay, if it is with transformer in the class B, and you have to go with VI and R, this relation. I hope you are getting now all the four type of the power amplifier and formulas. Remember, class C only we have to remember different formula. Class A, class B and class AB all are AC formula is same, but DC formula in class B and class AB we are using VCC into IDC. In class A we are using VCC into IC. In other all the part it remains same. So don't confuse with the formulas because many formula you have, you can go through that. Okay,